until I learn how to ease these things in. Here we are, folks. Gotham City tonight. We are back. And by we, she's back, folks. She is back. Lexi is back. Welcome back, Lexi.
It is so good to be back. It has been a wild stretch of several months. But hello, look at this. She has a computer set up. She has a room. It still needs more furnishings. You know, that's what happens when you move with a toddler. It takes a while to unpack, but
But look, you got a streaming office.
yes.
And now you've got shelves that are almost built.
Yes, we actually, so the reason they're not yet is actually because we can't find the shelves still. We are nearly completely unpacked and we can't find the shelves that go with that. So we're beginning to think that maybe they didn't make it. So we actually might be having to figure something else out.
Hey, IKEA's only a short drive away.
Not anymore. It used to be. Now it's a long drive. We moved pretty far out of the city.
They deliver.
Yay.
Before we get going, before we really get into it, a couple things I want to drop. Don't forget, we are on our path to 1,000. To 1,000 subs. Once we get to 1,000 subs, we will have memberships and we will have membership-only streams. This might be Lexi's first time hearing that. But that'll be like, we'll do... But again, too, her schedule's all over the place. Mine's going to be all over the place. So we'll try to do these together when we can. She's also going to be doing her own streams on this channel, as well as on her own channel and on her Twitch. She's going to be all over the board once she is able to just get settled. So let's help her ease back into the world of streaming. And as we get to that 1,000, and as we hit 1,000, when we do, don't forget, we got these signed prints that are going to be up for grabs.
Wait, those are really cool. Hold on, those are actually really cool.
From Jason Fabrics, we're going to have those. I'm going to have exclusive Spider-Verse crew merch also in the pot, as well as some DC Superpowers action figures. The new ones from McFarlane will be in there. The Art of Across the Spider-Verse book will also be in that pot of gold. And we're going to have series of prizes as well. And I also want to do members only prizes as well once we hit 1,000. And everything will just, we're probably only going to be charging $1 for membership. And all of that will go back into helping Lexi get shelves. All right?
That's it. It's just a shelf fund. Literally nothing else. We just need shelves. No, I'm really excited about this, though. In our new place, there's going to be so much I'll be able to do for this channel and other things. We've got this room, which is a computer and tech setup. We'll have a room with the 3D printers and everything fully set up. We are getting a second 3D printer that is big enough to print helmets and stuff. So I can revisit I used to have it up on the shelves, like Red Hood and things like that. And then I have a separate loft space that's like a filming setup. So yeah, I'm not moving again until I die. You will have to drag my 90-year-old ass out of this house in the future.
That's totally, no one's asking you to move. You're okay. It's okay. You don't have to get mad so quickly.
I don't like moving. I've learned again and again and again.
And I want to do a quick say hello to the chat. We've got close to about 30 of you here. So please, if you're here, please give us a like. It does help us out. But I want to say hi to Derek Hoover. And don't worry, I'll get that sweet, sweet background music on for you in just a little bit. Cougar McGillicuddy is here. Matt Bush, Gotham Stalker, Richard CPL, Flash 739, Boogeyman 13. You missed Geek Dad Live and Toy Anxiety Live. You're not missing Gotham City tonight, but you're here and you made it. So that means you're watching. Thank you for being here. The 80s Experience. Smoked Ham is here. The actual smoked ham. Unlimited Power. Hi, Brandon 3G with a welcome back. Lexi. Justin Tung is here. Derek Hoover is still here because, yes, she is real. I wasn't just making a name up.
I might be 3 monkeys in a trench coat, but
that's it.
But I'm here. And those 3 monkeys are collectively named Lexi. So Ryan is still not a liar.
That's correct. Monsters from Beyond, also with a big welcome back. Look at all of these welcome backs. Matt Bush, her return is becoming like Thrawn in Mando.
Ouch, yeah. You're not wrong, but ouch. You're so right. You got to tune in for Ahsoka next.
Correct. And Toy Art is here. Alice and Troy are my online corrector for when I forget things.
Oh, I need one of those.
Yeah. Oh, she
that's why. That's the real reason I need 2 monitors. I told my husband it was because of like streaming and tech. It's because I need a monitor specifically for Google to correct myself.
Right. Yeah, that's. I've got a monitor set up here too now because I can't. I just need to be able to Google faster. Bot Boy Versus is hanging out with us. Death by Plastic, Jack Knight 73. Thank you all for being here and hanging out. And happy early birthday. Only 1.5 days to go.
Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday. Richard Shards of Jazz, Glass Jazz. That is, you do this to me every time. But
Shattered Glass Jazz, I think.
Shattered. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to get you to read from now on.
That's why I'm really here. It's like to do the Google foo and like read and, all those things.
Correct.
I can read a mean storybook. My baby will tell you. It's not a baby anymore. He's a toddler now.
So happens so fast. I'm waiting till like we're 10 minutes in and they're gonna hear a little fist pounding on the door. Oh, yeah. So you've been gone. You've missed a lot.
To be fair, I was keeping up with things. I missed a lot of this interaction, but I am keeping up with everything that's happened. As usual, I've been actually a little more interested in everything happening in the comics, but I know we talk about movies a lot here.
We do, because there's just been so much movie news. And
I know. It's a big time for the cinematic universe.
And there's more stuff that came up today. And then the next time that you're on, there are some comic stuff I want to get into, because the one thing I've been waiting, I was hoping you were going to come back, and I didn't want to go through these variant covers that are coming out shortly and tell you we're here. But you and I think next week, we are going to have to go through all the variant covers for these swimsuit editions. Yes. And we're going to have to give our thoughts and opinions.
Can we rate them all on out of 10?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to have to get little cards.
Yeah, little scorecards. Or like a hot or a not card.
Ooh, we should try to bring back the old hot or not website.
Oh, you just
unlocked those of you who are old enough to remember early internet, before social media, before dating apps, there was hot or not. I actually had a pretty good score. Because of, do you know what I did? I hacked that site?
I didn't think. I was an awkward kid who did not get pictures.
Yeah, so it's okay, because I used to hack that website.
Stop.
So this is how it wasn't like me like hacking
like two people typing on the same keyboard as like green text goes over the screen.
Correct. Yeah, it wasn't anything like that. It was, they would say like, what is your profile name? And my profile name was my email address. So I would have women emailing me all the time.
No. And he was never able to use that email again. That's when Ryan changed his name. Before this, his name was redacted.
So that was me and that was a long time ago. That was like 20 years ago. And I still have that email address active. However, that's just where all my social media garbage goes into. So it's somewhere. If you can find me on Hot or Not, good luck. I don't even think the website's around.
I didn't say, is that still a website?
Yeah. Well, we'll do that another episode. That's going to be our first members only. Is going to be us going through Hot or Not.
Oh, can I just take a quick pause to say that this felt targeted. However, they are correct. Unlimited Power is right. Your shelves are dope. I'm working on it.
Thank you. But yeah. Yeah, you were full on attacked. You were.
I know. It's okay. I deserve it.
Yeah.
You think with how long I've been gone, I'd have shelves. We literally can't find them. Like, Steven has been helping me set up this room. Like, we've got another dual monitor set up over here and everything. And we cannot find those shelves anywhere.
That's moving.
They're so big. Where would they be hiding?
Okay, I'm going to start interviewing you a little bit. Everyone has heard my opinions
on everything
for far too long. And we need some variety. You get the music.
I only do like a little bit of variety from your opinions, though. We both know that.
That's true.
I do get passes. I get to say pass if it's something that happened like 4 months ago and I don't remember how I feel anymore.
Did you catch my unboxing of my box set of Robin issue 1s? That with the holograms and the from the 90s? Okay, good. No. Don't go back and watch because I'm gonna try and find you one. That's my next plan. Okay. All right. So back in March.
Oh no.
Back in March. Don't worry, this isn't like actually wait a second. I can't remember no, this was January. This was January 31st. Oh my god. Whew. James Gunn announced his slate for DC Gods and Monsters. I want to hear your quick overall thoughts on the stuff that was announced. First, and we'll get into the first one because he just posted that he was finished writing it. Since then, he stated now he's going to direct it. I want to hear your hot takes, your opinions, your emotional, gut-wrenching thoughts on Superman Legacy.
I feel like I don't really have a hot take when it comes to Superman Legacy. I'm excited. I'm excited for a young, hopeful, like colorful, like I hope visually the movie is bright. I hope that I hope it's sunny. I hope that his primary colors are primary. Like I'm so tired of a visually muted Superman. And I'm not saying it's got to be like the underwear with the bright yellow on the logo, but like let the red be red, let the blue be blue. I'm really excited for Superman Legacy. I might cry.
It's called Legacy.
Yes.
We're also told that, and we'll get to your opinion on this one on Brave and the Bold in a second. Because it's called Legacy, you know who we're getting in Brave and the Bold. Legacy usually means something that's getting carried on.
I know.
Are we getting John Kent? Do you feel... No? You don't feel we're getting John Kent?
Right off the bat, no, I don't think we're getting John Kent.
Okay, because there it is.
Yeah. On the comic side of things, DC has basically... let's be honest, they're kind of wiping him from their main super lineup. They are. He's forgotten. He got aged up. It didn't go as well as they wanted it to. He's going into Elseworlds now. He's doing other things. He's on his Injustice run. I don't see him having the cultural impact to start off this new DC saving grace. I think they have to go with what's recognizable to start with. I don't think we're going to see John right away, especially with how young of a Clark we're going with.
Here's my thought process on the comics. They're setting him to the multiverse. He's going to come back young John again.
If they do that, I will cry. Like I cried recently in the most recent Deceased issue. And are we still doing comic spoilers on this channel? What are our rules?
We can still do comic spoilers. Yeah.
Tom Taylor just wrote the most, at least I'm not even sure it was still Tom Taylor. Like I sobbed. Damian Wayne back, because I talked before on the show about how much I loved in Deceased how they do like adult Damian Wayne and John Kent as Batman and Superman is kind of what I wanted for the main continuity. Well, they just murdered Damian and it was like really sad, and John was there like in his last moments, and they had this whole like mirrored conversation of from when they were kids, and I bawled. It was a lot. So I would love them to bring back a young John Kent. I think it'll be weird now because Damian's already gone up to 15, 16 years old. Is John going to come back 10? And here's the other reason I don't think they're going to go back to young John is one, he's a big pride representation for them right now. And they don't do gay children because that's still a line, right? Like being queer is an adult thing. So I don't see them taking him down for that reason. And they've introduced the two twins that I think are their young John Kent replacement instead.
Right. Okay. That is the most logical explanation I've heard so far.
Those are my thoughts. Lots of John Kent thoughts. I love John Kent.
That's why I needed to know, and I needed to hear it. I needed to hear it.
I don't think that, at least not anytime soon. It'll take another full comic reset before we see young John Kent again in the main continuity.
Yeah, that's totally fair. The first TV thing that's going to be happening is Creature Commandos.
Because Titans is ending.
Ended. I think.
Yes.
Oh gosh, someone will know in the chat.
Because I definitely don't stay on top of Titans.
Right? I would stay on top of Dick Grayson if I could.
Listen. Yes. Correct.
The Creature Commandos. Sean Gunn's coming back as Weasel, which is just noises. But it's all well and good. But as well as my brother, my stunt double, Dave Harbour, is also going to be in it.
Hey!
Right? Anyone who follows Dave Harbour on Instagram, go check out his latest video. He's legit cosplaying me, and it's really, really weird. I don't know how to take it. It was a little hard to watch, and I was like, "Oh, this is gimmick infringement. I don't know if I like this." But yeah, do you know anything about Creature Commandos before this? I only knew of the name. I actually have never read it.
It was just the name. Yeah, that's not something I'm super familiar with. I did look into it a tiny bit because I wanted to know a little bit about everything that's popping up. I'm kind of hoping that the energy we're going into it with is the Peacemaker energy. Yeah. That's about all I have. If it's like that, it'll be fun, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I absolutely think. Yeah. See, Allison agrees. Come on, Jason.
We gotta get you cat ears.
No, we gotta get me bat ears.
Oh, stop.
That's what I'm gonna do. Right?
That's valid. Yeah. They'll just like
right? But yeah, everyone's I just want to see flying above Sears. Well,
there are no Sears anymore.
Yeah. Come on. Though there was a soft spot. I remember my first job was at Sears in the toy department. So when I saw Superman fly above Sears, it was like, okay, I'll give you that one, Snyder. Thanks a lot. So we also, the other spin-off series, speaking of Peacemaker, we're getting Waller.
Yes.
She did not get recast. Viola Davis is returning.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. Yeah. I think it was a solid choice. I think it is a little sad for everyone who is getting recast, but they're just, because you don't have to change her story. You can still kind of like think of the other ones as canon as you want to, that she's kind of been involved in. I mean, she was great, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you know what? I don't think some people, I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that like we're getting a younger Superman. I have a feeling this might be a little origin story not to go back to Legacy, but it's kind of like, I have this weird feeling Cavill's coming back at some point in something. And I have a feeling Gal Gadot is too.
Okay, but what if Cavill played Jor-El?
Can we get a Jor-El series?
No, just like his little hologram.
Oh, just a hologram? I was hoping we were going to get like an HBO Max series just called Shirtless Jor-El.
We had that, and it was called The Witcher.
Right, but that got canceled, so we need a replacement. And
but we're doing... Oh, no, we're not anymore. I forgot. Yeah, Batman Beyond is one of the ones that got scrapped, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that one's not coming. I was saying, because you need Waller if you're doing that.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yes, you do.
Although when I think of Terry McGinnis, I still, in my head, I pretend he is not biologically related to Bruce Wayne. I just think it's a better story. I will die mad about that.
Yeah, that was so weird to me too. I thought that was like, you're gonna go there, like the rest. Yeah. Like again,
it didn't need to be. It didn't need to be. There was no need for it. It was unnecessary. It was dramatic. And remember, this is the same like timeline where they were making choices. Like Barbara got pregnant with Bruce's kid while Dick was out of town. Like,
yeah,
we can reset. If we can reset that, we can reset Terry being biological. I just think it's better when he's not.
Yeah. I did like the idea of Waller hiring Phantasm.
Yeah.
To like go kill his parents. Like it was like, she just was like, no, not doing it. again, we get sidetracked so fast. We get so excited about everything.
This is what happens when you bring me back.
Oh, trust me, I got sidetracked all the time on things. It's okay. And then the next one up is Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
Your mystery, your space mystery detectives.
Ooh. I do hope they lean into that. I really think what James Gunn is going to do for this that we didn't really get before is he's going to try and keep us from the Marvel, suck of every movie kind of being the same thing.
Correct.
I really think these movies are going to have different feelings. And you sort of had that in the beginning of DC, which is what made it cool. Like, the Wonder Woman movie was so different than everything else. Man of Steel, and then going into BVS, you had a little more overlap. But it started basically becoming Marvel movies, but like with a gray filter on them.
Right.
And like a few more swear words.
Yeah.
So I'm just really looking forward to this reset. I am. And there were some really cool casting and other things, but I think Lanterns is going to be one of those where they have a big opportunity to like not just do another superhero fight movie, especially with it being lanterns, plural, and like playing with like the whole like Lantern Corps and like being in space. Like it can kind of be their Guardians of the Galaxy.
And it can be weird.
Yeah, it can get really weird. I'm super excited. I just hope Jon Stewart's in it. I love Jon Stewart.
Same here. And to continue on with the world building or universe building that they're doing, the other show that's coming out is Paradise Lost. The one that takes place in Themyscira. It's all about the Amazons. I guess, right? I know that Wowo is your girl.
I love her. Yeah, and then we've got here in the chat, they're talking about, I don't know how you're going to replace Gadot. I swear I've said it both ways. And I at this point, I've gone back and forth so much that I will never remember which one was actually correct. But our Gal, I loved her casting as well. I thought she was amazing. The first Wonder Woman movie, one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, Wonder Woman. And then the next one was at 84. I don't even want to remember the number because the movie sucked so bad. Just like broke my heart because you had this like perfect Wonder Woman and then you're going to write her in that. Like, how dare you, first of all? But no, Paradise Lost, I think if we get like a back to Themyscira origin story, what I'm actually hoping is that he will go back and take nods from the Wonder Woman 2009 animated movie.
Ooh.
That is a fantastic Wonder Woman origin story. Her Themyscira outfit from that movie was one of my first ever cosplays. Like, that is, I really think he could do a successful film. I mean, he could just make that into a movie, honestly. It was so good.
Oh, 100% with you. I do. Not enough people talk about that Wonder Woman movie. And I really wish they were giving us a Wonder Woman video game at this point too. But that's a whole other episode for another day.
Girls don't play video games, Ryan.
Yeah, wow, we'll get there. Batman will be in the new main
for the controllers.
Oh yeah. Shit, stop it. Okay. The Brave and the Bold. Bat Family. Okay.
Damian Wayne.
It sounds like we're getting everybody.
A baby
now,
boy?
This is why I think the Superman Legacy is going to be almost like a prequel to what this is, in the sense that you can't have a young Superman and an old Bruce.
I think they might try.
Okay, and
I don't know.
Go run with it.
No, I don't know. I think I don't know. It is so hard because you have this Superman Legacy where James Gunn has straight up come out and said, young Supe, beginning of his career, like, let's go back to Smallville. Then you have Brave and the Bold where he's like, guess what? Damian, how many F-bombs are we allowed to drop on this show?
At least a couple.
Damian fucking Wayne is going to come to the big screen. I mean, I'm not even going to lie. I think there's a non-zero chance that we get Dick Grayson Batman. For the majority of Brave and the Bold. And hear me out, because we've still got the Batman 2 with Pattinson coming out. Like, that one wasn't canceled. So we have a Bruce Wayne Batman whose age actually lines up with a young Superman legacy, and they can take back what they said about the world's not crossing over. Like, they can do that whenever they want. Brave and the Bold could just be its own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're correct.
Unless we get like a time skip at the end of Superman Legacy where it's like, I'm Clark J. Kent, I'm starting my adventures, and suddenly it's Daddy Clark and he has John and Lois and Connor ?
Yeah.
And it's also just though, but like, how are you going to skip all the way to John before Supergirl's movie even comes out? Like, are you going to try and introduce her in a movie earlier? Are you going to I just don't see those things coming. Yeah, I just feel like the ages just have to be different with the stories they're talking about telling and the way they're treating the Super Fam and the Bat Fam.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I really hope they do sneak in Batburger.
Yes.
I hope they find a way to do it. That's kind of a big one.
I want to know how much of the Bat family we're going to see in Brave and the Bold. Because in theory, if you're at a point in Batman's story where Damian Wayne is there, then you have Dick, Jason, Tim, Duke, Steph, and Cass. You know? Because Damian's the last one of all of those to join the cult. You know, let's call it what it is.
To join the army.
Yeah, those little child soldiers. So yeah, it's like, if you have Damian, are you acknowledging all of these others? Are we just going to pretend that Jason's dead, Tim's crying in a corner somewhere, and the girls and, you know, the Robins of color don't exist? Like, how are we going to
bringing in Damian, you get one Robin. Depending
on how they cast him. We'll see.
They'll do it.
I know.
Do it.
They better. I think I have a little more faith in James Gunn, more so than Snyder.
Yeah.
I think he'll do well.
We'll see what happens. We don't know yet.
I know.
Booster Gold also coming to HBO Max. Do you have thoughts on Booster?
I was looking at the comments and then
if we want to go to comments for a hot minute.
No, it's totally fine. I'm just so excited to be here. It's just, they were kind of talking about like, if like Bruce Father Damian in his 20s, we could have a 30s Batman, but we're still talking about a young 20s Superman, which is, you know, it is what it is. I think it can still work out.
That's our boy Carlos.
All of those things. Yeah, different versions of the characters. Donna Troy, she deserves the world. Okay, just had to say that. Yeah, no, I am so excited for Blue Beetle. So I'm actually a huge Blue Beetle fan. And I will be, again, I've totally been honest about, you know, how much the animation really had an influence in my love for comics. I was not a Blue Beetle fan until Jaime Reyes. And I met him in Young Justice, but I loved Jaime Reyes' Blue Beetle specifically so much that he took me to the Jaime Reyes in the comics. And I love that is the Blue Beetle that they are going with. I love him. So I am honestly so excited. The costume looks great. I'm super hyped for Blue Beetle, actually.
Yeah, there's a part of me that's super excited too. And it looks like they're not ignoring that Ted Kord exists or existed.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm fine nodding that, but he doesn't need a whole movie.
Oh, no. Like, if you
don't.
I am absolutely completely with you on that. And because they use his ship at one point.
Yeah.
Right. So in the trailer, and what's super exciting to me is that you can, if let's say they're still going to use stuff from Blue Beetle into the new universe, then you've got a Ted Kord that we still get to hang out with Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Or not Blue Beetle, sorry. A Ted Kord that gets to hang out with Booster Gold. Right? So
yeah, we have to acknowledge they're a little bit married. Just a little.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, and with Booster Gold too, I always think of that Justice League International. It's a great way to introduce Fire and Ice and all those other like awesome characters. Like there's a lot. There's a lot to go through there.
Absolutely.
After Booster Gold, we got the movie I'm probably most anticipating outside of Superman is Supergirl, World of Tomorrow. My boy, Tom King, getting lots of shout outs, and he has been ever since this was announced.
Okay, so my biggest thought about them and the Woman of Tomorrow thing specifically is I didn't prepare anything ahead of time, but if you guys have seen Woman of Tomorrow, the visuals. Like, I know we've talked a lot about like how well the characterization and the story is, and there's a lot of conversation about that going on, but like visually, the color palette for it, it's almost like pastel without being too light. Like, it's soft while still being very vivid. It's almost hard to put into words. It's almost like a watercolor. And it's beautiful, and it's details, it's scenery. It is a gorgeous book if you haven't checked it out, or at least like look up pictures of it on Google. And that is one of the biggest things I really, really hope with that movie is, I'm just kind of trusting James Gunn on the feeling of it. I actually thought the Supergirl CW show like wasn't the worst. I enjoyed it. I thought she was cute. I thought it was, a villain of the week superhero TV show. But especially for like a younger audience or one looking for something that's just more fun and campy. Like, I didn't think it was awful.
No, I'm with you.
Thought, I liked the Supergirl show. So I have faith in their writing, and just visually, I really hope they, like, again, the colors, the super family and the colors. Oh, I really hope we see like a lot of the nods to the visuals. Cause again, it is just it is a beautiful, like every page could be a poster on a wall. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll go with that. I can't imagine him not like, or just whoever's in charge of that not wanting to pull from the source visually. Like, I would be shocked if they decided to go a completely different route. And to go back to the CW Supergirl for 1 second.
Yes.
I remember working on the first Spider-Verse movie, and because of where our office was, which was across from the art gallery, and we could overlook the art gallery, we could always watch CW filming. Like, whether it was like the first episode of Batwoman, the Supergirl, the Flash, they would always be like out there, and it was just like, this is cool. It was pretty rad. It was fun. And hang on, let's just quickly go check the chat for one hot second.
There was one that I wanted to grab really quick.
Yes, go ahead.
Because they're talking about Damian. I was talking about, wasn't Damian grown in a lab by Talia and aged up, so Bruce's age doesn't matter, and Test Tube Baby's the retcon. They have done a lot. So I think one of the things to really keep in mind, especially with Talia al Ghul's character, is being an Arabic woman in a post 9/11 American writing world. She went from very much being just, your typical, like, it's only racist because she's sexy, to very much, now like her entire race are the bad guys as far as like we are concerned. And so there have been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of retcons, a lot of readdressing with Talia's character for herself. And then Damian's has kind of been dragged along with that, like whether the night that she slept with Bruce and conceived Damian, originally it was consensual, and then after a rewriting, it was not consensual anymore and Bruce was drugged. And then there was the rewriting that, never mind, actually he was grown in a tube. But even when he was a lab baby, he wasn't fast aged. He always grew up with her because he had that connection with her, unless there was some instance somewhere where he was fast aged, and I'm not remembering exactly that, but the majority of time he at least grew up with her. He did have clones that were fast aged, like the one that killed him when he was 10.
Right.
Love that. But yeah, he specifically has always had his like 10-year growth because that was his time with his mother, where he was with her. That was very important to him. And yes, she does get whitewashed a lot because the more attractive you are, the paler you are, and the more white passing you are. And she's beautiful, so... But I will say the more recent runs, she has been brown. Like, they are like, hey, we just remembered that Talia's half Arabic and half Chinese. Maybe she wouldn't be a white woman. And so she has had some beautiful designs. In Damian's solo Robin run, she was absolutely gorgeous. I loved her design and her writing in there. And some of her more recent appearances in the Batman runs too have been pretty great. Yeah, DC's been rebooted so many times. And yes, Heretic was the aged clone that killed Damian.
Jeez. Yeah. Okay. I love it. The last part of this puzzle, Swamp Thing.
Yes. This is gonna sound bad. I guess I just don't have super strong feelings about Swamp Thing.
That's okay.
I feel like he's fun. I don't know. I think he's kind of cute. Like in the adorable way. I mean, and I know that's because more recently they've been using him as more of like a friendly sort of eco one with nature vibe monster and less of like a, you know, big bad villain. But yeah, I think it's I don't know, it's just with everything else in the lineup, it's hard to get like super hype about that one when I just don't have particularly large feelings. But I think it'll be fun. I think that'll be kind of like the breath like of a break with everything else like really establishing these like big world story moments. I think Swamp Thing's going to be kind of a chill vibe.
I don't know if it's going to be a chill vibe.
No, not but like in the sense of like the importance of it, you know?
Oh yes, yeah. But it's going to
be like the original Suicide Squad movie. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you on that. All
just
right.
Like thrown in there, sense. Having a good time. If it does well, I guess we'll revisit it later.
Yeah, right. And we got
another movie sequel with the exact same name and confuse everyone.
Nice. I love it. And now everything else falls into Elseworlds. So the Matt Reeves Batman 2 with Clayface announced as the main villain. We also got that first trailer and look that happened last week with the Penguin series.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling we're getting a Joker 2 trailer coming up shortly too.
I mean, we've seen the leaks of Lady Gaga as Harley, and for that universe specifically, I'm digging it.
It's a musical. I keep saying after like it's a musical. I cannot wait to see what like I'm hoping it gets dark. I hope it still stays uncomfortable. Like, because that movie was uncomfortable to watch.
I still haven't watched it.
I know you haven't seen it. I know you haven't seen it. We're gonna
Everyone told me I was going to be uncomfy. So then, of course, I'm like, well,
why would I want to? Okay, here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to have to make yourself, up here we call it craft dinner.
I'll do it I had Kraft mac and cheese tonight.
See, and then Kraft mac and cheese down in the States. So you have to have Kraft mac and cheese, get in some cozy pajamas.
Some cream sherry.
Yeah. And then watch it.
I know, because I will do it for Lady Gaga. Honestly, if they never announce the sequel, I might have ignored it forever, but I'll do it for Lady Gaga. I'll do it for her.
Great. I'm with you on that. What do you think of Clayface being the villain for the Batman?
So I love it in theory. My only fear is that we're going to kind of see like what happened with Miss Marvel over in Marvel with Kamala Khan is where they tone down the abilities of the character so that they don't have to do the crazy, like goofy CGI on screen.
Right. So I have that same fear.
Yeah, that's really it. I love Clayface. I love the concept of it. I love all of that. And this is where again it's difficult. I want to say I trust them because the Batman was so good, but look at Wonder Woman and the Wonder Woman sequel.
Right.
So it's like, so that's my only fear. Is that
I don't think he has to go like full
so visual.
Right. I'm with you. I don't think he has to go full animated Clayface where he is literally just this giant massive mud.
But like the fight scenes are gonna get into
but that's what I still want him to be able to make like axes out of his hand, and I want him to be able
I'm afraid that they're going to be like, oh, all he can do is like shapeshift. Like they're going to turn him into a shapeshifter. You know what I mean?
Actually worse. They're going to go worse on that, where he's just like, he's really good with prosthetics.
Oh, I'll cry. But see, that's my fear. That is my fear with them choosing a character like Clayface.
Same here, because I know that's what Nolan would have done.
Yeah.
Right? Like he just would have been a dude who's really good at makeup, and we wouldn't be able to, and just, whatever. But I think
they call him Clayface because it's like he can transform.
Yeah. Right? Because that's such a 90s thing that never left. Do you know what I mean? Like with their...
Because they think it makes it like more accessible, so you don't have someone who's never read a comic going in like, why is that dude made of clay? Except this is Batman. It's so mainstream, like, commit to the dude made of clay if you're going to commit to the dude made of clay.
Well, we're also at this point now too where it's like, you're telling me, like, in the first Wonder Woman is another prime example of that, where it was like, do we need to have her fight a giant transformer at the end named Ares? Why couldn't we just have this dude come out looking like a giant pro wrestler with a giant axe and a helmet
and a loincloth? Yeah,
and a loincloth. Yeah, legit going after Wonder. Like,
I really think the thing that I've always said in their movies that Marvel succeeded on from day one was they committed to the bit. They committed to Captain America being the star-spangled man with the plan. And they still humanized him in ways where he wasn't just that. They gave him layers after that, but that was still his top layer. That was still the outside of the onion, you know? And then same with like Iron Man, like Black Widow, they let the outer layer of the onion be what we know and love. And then they gave them depth from there. And DC is still finding that line. And I hope that they really, really nail it with James Gunn.
Yeah, I hope so too. And again, I think that's what I'm kind of hoping with Superman and Supergirl, because I don't want people to think that Supergirl is just a female version of Clark, because she's not.
Oh, she sure is not.
Right? Like, she's still a good guy. She's definitely not Clark. And
she's not Smallville born and raised. Let's put it that
way.
No. Mom and Pa Kent did not take her to church on Sunday.
She was born and raised on Krypton, right? And she's old enough to remember all of it.
Well, she was baby Clark's older cousin. She came to Earth to protect him. Correct. And then Oopsie Daisy had to be younger because that makes her hotter.
I don't know if that was well, again, I'd have to go back and like really check the history on her first appearance.
You don't think that's why they wrote it, so that she was like miraculously younger than him?
I don't think...
was like the perfect sexy little early 20s blonde in the miniskirt?
Okay, fair. Okay, all right, yes, okay, that's fine. Call me out on my bullshit. That's cool.
I'm back.
In my head, I'm thinking more along the lines of like, you know, she was there for. I thought, this is me. This is me probably being completely naive and dumb. Where I'm just like, I'm certain she was created for teenage girls to read comics back then.
I think,
but there's a mixture of both, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because if she was only for girls, like, because you have to remember also like the whole trope of like, I'm actually older than I look, and like, oh, so Supergirl could really be like this much more older because of how long she's
you had to. When you say it that way,
it's not just she's young. It's like she's kind of older, but she looks younger. But like, it's playing that line that they do, which makes you feel okay with being attracted to the really young looking hot character,
right?
And they did it on purpose. And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I think Supergirl's hot. Like, she is. Like,
right.
Let's be clear. I think she's a good character. Like, I'm not knocking the character or enjoying the character in any way.
No.
Like, let's just be real about how these women are designed in comics.
You know, sometimes that's my privilege showing, where I'm just like, that's what it's for. And
and it could have been a little bit of both.
I am sometimes completely clueless. Yeah. Right, like, just that's me. Hang on. First off, I will give you this one. Craft dinner. I will give you that, because we do that, which is like, I think one of the funniest things about South Park with Canadians. It's just like, yeah, we do that. We absolutely do that every day.
Well, they're Canadian, aren't they? Or am I crazy?
Oh no, they're from Colorado.
Oh, that close enough.
I like the supernatural-based character. Oh, this is Richard C. Pale, by the way. I like supernatural-based characters. That being said, I would love to see a good Dr. Fate and or Spectre movie with them going into Creature Commandos and Swamp Things. It's possible.
I mean, Zatanna was one of the movies we lost.
Oh,
I know. And the Dr. Fate helmet in the Black Adam movie looks super cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was good casting too. Pierce Brosnan was actually a really good. He's to me, the best part of that movie.
Yeah, I love the Zataras. I think they're fantastic. Yeah.
Right? The old false face switcheroo. Correct. That's my worst fear. Like, again, false face, that was a very simple villain to do for Batman.
It's
66.
crazy. He changes his posture and it's like he becomes a whole new person.
Well, Clark does that, to be fair.
Yeah, but he's not Clayface. It's not one of his superpowers.
Yeah, this is from Derek. God, I hope they lean in on Clayface and give us a wackadoo Mudman.
At least at the very end. At the very end, give me one giant mud monster moment. Like, ugh.
Unlimited power. I don't know about y'all, but I want a live action Man-Bat.
Yes, with the same fears as Clayface. Like,
yes,
you gotta commit. I want practical effect, like good horror movie. Like, I want a monster.
Yes.
I want a practical effects monster.
Yes.
If you're not going to do that, don't do it. Don't give me a dude with his little, like, bat ears and, like, wings. Just Carlos, like, oh, I have fangs.
Yeah, oh, I have fangs. It's just Morbius.
Yeah.
Carlos from the Nerd Room, our friend of the show. The Foolish stash in the Ares helmet was comedy gold. Agreed.
I don't like saying anything negative about that movie because I loved it so much, but you're not wrong.
Right? Richard, again, with Clayface, he could have had a more fractured personality than Two-Face and give him all types of mannerisms given the situation. And I think that is something they played upon in Batman the Animated Series a little bit, where he starts to kind of forget who he is.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that some of the most beautiful animation I've ever seen is from Feats of Clay, where he starts he's in mid-transforming into all the characters and actors, or the actors, just the characters he played in movies.
Yeah.
And he starts to transform into all of them. Just beautiful stuff. PD Dubs, welcome to the show. Right? That's it. Basil Carlo, aka Alla, Boris Karloff. That's exactly what he's supposed to be based off of. I love it. I love it. I love it. You are very, very welcome. Right? Also, Troy, 100% prefer Silver Age younger Kara who lived on Argo. The whole angsty I'm old felt off. That's exactly what. Yeah, same here. And I think the only other reboot of Kara I actually enjoyed was from World's Finest. Mike Turner drew her a little too. First off, rest in peace, Mike Turner. I have the highest respects for Mike Turner. Amazing artist. But his Supergirl crashed onto Earth and was wearing a hell of a lot of eyeliner.
Mood.
And he
Supergirl
made that.
Is me.
Yeah, he made that tube top and mini skirt pretty small.
Is that not how we all travel through space? Fall season a tube top?
Well,
that's my vibe.
If I was traveling through space, I would get one of those old 90s crop tops that like Will Smith used to wear.
You know what we need more of? I need more of Dick Grayson in crop tops.
Why is that not happening?
It has a few times. Gotta get back to the 80s. Dick Grayson 80s fashion is like, I need those ridiculous button-ups. I need the mullet. Give it back.
Yeah. The mullet definitely needs to come back.
And where he's built like bigger than Bruce with the mullet and the button-ups with the crazy patterns and the hot pink sunglasses. That's my Dick. I love Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
I love every era of him. Okay, sorry.
That's
but thank you, Allison. I had fun with Black Adam too. It wasn't as bad as I think people were hyping it up to be, but maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because people really hyped it up at being awful.
Yeah, I think I got my issues with it, but I mean, at the same time, I can't.
I mean, it wasn't, winning any Oscars.
Right. I think I brought this up before too, but I'll just to keep you in the loop. My biggest problem with it was that Superman became at Amanda Waller's beck and call. Yeah. Yeah. And that just rubbed me completely the wrong way. Great seeing Cavill again, as always. Anyone shows me a picture of Henry Cavill, he can show up anywhere. I'll be smiling.
Yeah.
Derek Hoover, when it got all angsty, I was like, nuts, irritated with being at a technologically behind planet. Cool, but the angst, nah. Yeah, I'm with you on that too.
And I think that again comes back to that, again, a very old-fashioned way of writing, which is to give a woman depth, you have to make her angry. Like those were the two types of women. It was a badly written woman because she was scared and kind, or it's a well-written woman because she's angsty and mean, you know. And they tried it with everyone. Every female character has had her angry era because that's what they did to make her strong.
Right.
You know?
However, they did it again in that reboot back in the early 2000s when they brought her back. And the first person to go take her was Wonder Woman. When Diana came down, was like, nope, she's coming with me to the island. Get the hell away. And just try and stop me. But she's coming with me. Peace out. We got no time for this.
And
yes,
Tom Taylor wrote them into a couple in Dark Knights of Steel. Wonder Woman and
right. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
There were some choices made in Dark Knights of Steel.
Yeah, there was. Unlimited power. Clayface, he becomes a woman at the end. How do we know it's even the real Clayface? Again, that's what makes Clayface such an interesting villain, and again, that helps Matt Reeves' whole thing of him being a detective.
Yes. And having to like solve the puzzle of like a dude that can literally shapeshift. Like, it's so cool.
Absolutely. I love it. Chris Doherty, thank you for being here. Right. Derek Hoover, Michael Turner was incredibly kind, but Dole, I refer to my previous statement. Yeah, exactly. No one's talking ill about Mike Turner. Michael Turner, great guy. I've heard nothing but amazing things about him, and it's unfortunate we lost him so soon. Alison Troy, I love that on Krypton, teen girls are 50 plus years age ago dressed like the mid 2000s American.
Avril Lavigne was Krypton's blueprint. It was her. And I'm laughing extra hard, Allison, because I was, minus the white part, I was also, you know, a mid-thousands American Avril Lavigne fangirl. So I can't even judge too harshly because it was me with the camo fingerless elbow-high gloves, you know, and the tank top over the t-shirt with like the business casual vest on top, but also denim shorts over black capri leggings on bottom. Yeah, I can only judge so hard.
You gotta unroot those photos.
Listen, like everyone's like, oh my God, 2000s fashion is coming back. And I'm like, but what if it didn't? Like, y'all don't understand. It was layers and business casual question mark. Like,
right. I just want to see that because I'm just imagining this transition of like that to the Marines to Disney Princess.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey. See, that's strength, everybody, by the way. That's a journey
that's
of strength. Black Phoenix 77, thank you for hanging out and just chilling. Letting us keep you company while you get ready for work. Thank you for being there. Toy Art. Everyone should be following him on Instagram and Twitter. Amazing artist. Black Adam had some fun JSA moments. I really enjoyed it. Agreed.
Sorry, I have to jump really quick because Allison just unlocked another memory for me. The Happy Bunny wristbands. Oh my God, no, me too. I was all of that Hot Topic. I cannot believe I forgot about all the Happy Bunny stuff. Okay, I thank you for being on this journey with me. Wow. You really took me by the hand and walked me down memory lane, and I'm only grateful. Yeah. That's incredible. I had the Hot Topic knee-high socks that were like embroidered like they were Converse, but they were just like lime green socks. Yeah.
I love it.
Keep going, back to comics.
All right, yes. Toy Art, Sue Storm's angry, edgy moment being one of the worst examples. Agreed. That era of Fantastic Four. I think that's when she had her like shaped like a 4 boob window. And
can I just say, as a cosplayer, not to bring like realism into comics, because I am a firm believer in like, you know, having fun with comics and breaking reality. Sure. But like, it's not like one of her powers was like magic fabric. So like,
no, it kind of was.
I mean, it kind of was. It was the stretchiness for her. It was. But like that.
Unstable molecules was the term.
That's what it was. Oh yeah, but yeah, it's fine. Number 4 boob window.
Right. Well, that's what it was.
I know. No, it was. It was. You're not wrong. It was
right.
Just,
she had thigh-high boots. She had a bikini cut bottom, and the boob
I forgot about the bikini cut bottom.
Yeah, like she.
You're right.
She was.
I blocked that out of my memory. You're so right.
It's stained in there. Like I'm all for Fantastic Four. I don't care. I don't think this is a hot take at all. I'm more about the unified matching uniform.
Yeah, like
right. So unless Reed and Johnny and Ben are gonna wear the same damn thing.
Oh yeah, I just found the out. Wow, yeah, I completely blocked this outfit out of my memory.
Geek Strong, thank you for being here, hanging out. Also, same, welcome back. 11-757. Right,
yeah, that's really bad.
Black Phoenix 77. I liked Supergirl training with the Amazons.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, who else is she gonna? Who can train her?
That's someone needs to make the Avril Lavigne cover, but with
was a Superboy.
Right, there's your wristband. Hang on. Yeah, she just found.
Oh, stop!
Happy
I know for a
stuff.
fact I don't have mine anymore, but now I kind of wish I did, just for this moment. Oh my god!
Yes, that is when she had the 4 boob window. It was there's Allison's got a point here too. Power Girl's boob window, it works. Invisible Woman, nah. Yeah, Power Girl to me is the iconic boob window.
She is. She is the boob window.
She's the boob window.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's not necessarily her personality, but it's just it's her symbol.
Yeah, it's iconic. The boob window is very iconic for Power Girl. I stand by that 100.
Do you know the story behind her boobs?
I apparently don't.
Okay, so I can't now. Allison will probably know exactly which artist this was, but one of the artists was drawing Power Girl. They didn't really know what to do with her other than being like Clark's cousin from another world kind of thing. She'd always kind of hit on Superman as well, which was also super weird.
Yeah. Right?
Like she'd always kind of flirt.
I always forgot she was his cousin because of the way they interacted.
Right, it's gross. And the artist kept every issue he would draw her boobs a little bigger until somebody noticed. And it took for the boobs to get massive for somebody to notice and be like, what happened? And then the boob window stuck because of that, and it kind of became that gimmick. I still think one of the best comics, it was hang on, it was a Earth 2 story. It's her and Huntress teaming up. Who did that? Palomati and Amanda Connor. Thank you. I worked it out. And so when Amanda Connor was doing that Power Girl miniseries, what was I loved when she's talking to Jimmy, and she's like, "Oh, Jimmy's so nice. He's the nicest guy." And then all of a sudden it shows one frame of him quickly glancing down and glancing back up, and her internal monologue going, "There it is."
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Right?
First of all, the fact that the person who did this was named Wally Wood sounds like a joke. Like, that does not sound like real life. That is so funny.
That's why I kind of keep forgetting the name. But yes, it was Wally Wood. And see, I know Allison knows, man. We got to have Allison on this show.
Yeah.
I want Allison on the show. I need toy art on the show.
Only if she shows us her Happy Bunny memorabilia.
Oh, that's we'll have a dress code that week.
Just like it's the 2000s. Oh my God.
That's right. That'll go for all of us. I got a mesh top I can wear and some puka shell necklace, and I could do it. I usually wear that with my Ghostbusters gear.
My husband was also a puka shell necklace 2000s.
Right? Good shit. That's
time to be alive.
I like that. Do you know the story behind her boobs? Nickel for yeah. Well,
there is a tale to be told there.
There is.
Thanks, Wally Wood.
Yeah, thank you. Even though you did it, so
you did it.
Toy art. Wally Wood is one of the masters, in my opinion. His 9 panels that always work in biblical to me as a cartoonist, dude. Well,
ooh, I don't understand.
He's an amazing. I agree. No one's taken away from Wally Wood. He just draws boobs, but a lot of them do. A lot of the best artists draw them. So I mean, that's just the way it goes. But otherwise, that is it. Like, we talked about all the news. Oh, it's like, hang on, we got to go back to Brave and the Bold for a moment.
Yeah.
Because this is the one thing I do want to talk about before we go, and I know that we're at our hour, so I don't mind going a little over.
I got distracted looking at Wally Wood.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I love it when you find things on the show in real time.
Yeah.
If anyone ever wants to go back and look at old episodes, go find the last time Lexi was on with Carlos from the Nerd Room, who's also here in the chat. And Lexi discovers the Fisher-Price Batman Imaginext series in real time, and it's amazing. So
I lost my mind over those.
We're gonna get a box office set up, and if anyone wants to send Lexi Imaginext figures, I
will give them to my son to chew on, just
Correct.
So there's no misunderstanding there.
Right?
Because as you can see, I don't have shelves. So
that's right. So they're gonna go on the floor.
Yeah.
Her son's room.
Yep.
That's where they're gonna go. But Batman, Brave and the Bold. The rumor is the Russo brothers, best known for Captain America movies, the best Captain America. Well, actually, the best Marvel film, as far as I'm concerned, Winter Soldier. That's my favorite. You know, it goes Winter Soldier, and then Guardians Volume 1, then Avengers 1 because they pulled it off.
Yeah. That was big. That was a game changer when they did that.
Absolutely. And so they also did, what was it? Winter Soldier. They did Civil War.
I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, just to make sure. I'm just going to start saying things I don't know for sure. And Infinity War and Endgame. All amazing.
They did Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. Here we go. 16 more rows. Here we go. Do Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. I think it was just those 4. Those are 4 giant ones, obviously.
Those are 4 amazing MCU movies. They all feel different. They all feel important.
Yeah, those are good ones.
The rumor is, I love this. I love the idea of people jumping ship from Marvel to DC like it's the actual comic books. I love it. I love it. Let the actors do it. Let directors do it. Let's just see it happen. And look at this, Kayla Silver.
Hello. In the house. It's good to be back.
Right. Also, they did Community. Another great show.
Oh, Community's funny. Oh, and Arrested Development.
Arrested Development's also so good. Derek's got a thing for you there as well. His little man just turned 4. He's moved on to bigger toys and such, but discovering Imaginext Batman was pretty dope.
Yes.
Great play.
Yeah, Damien's and for those of you who didn't know this from before, my son is named Damien after Damian Wayne. To avoid confusion, sometimes we just call him Bug. But he is just getting to that age where those kind of figurines are starting to get fun for him. He turned 1 in January, so.
Oh man, that went fast.
I know. He just had his 15-month appointment. 15 months.
Wow.
I know. Whew. But he wears 18 to 24-month clothing because he's super long for his age.
Yeah, he's already as tall as me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He should be 5'11". Wolverine.
Yeah,
honestly.
He should. I would totally love that. He could join me in my X-Men cosplay shenanigans anytime.
Yes.
The Russos. I think they are actually a perfect fit for the Batman family.
Yeah, everything they do just has, I think actually, you're right. I think their sense of comedy, especially if you have a lot of, I think it was, okay, so if it was just a Dick Grayson, like a Grant Morrison run movie, then honestly, I would see it a little less. But if it's more of like the Bat family interacting with each other, figuring each other out, everyone calling Damien a tiny little, demon, like I think their sense of comedy and humor for that could actually be super funny and like really fun for like Bat fam interactions.
They're great with banter.
Yeah.
Like even when you think about the times, like just even outside of Community, if you're just looking at MCU stuff, like just the stuff between Black Widow and Captain America when they're just trying to hide out from S.H.I.E.L.D. in the mall, like all that stuff is funny and fun and great. Then you have you know, you look at Civil War and you think about all the high tension between two guys who were supposed to be really close friends. You got Tony Stark and Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Right? Where you could tell that they're like, they got to fight.
Absolutely.
But you can also tell they're hurting because they're fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I could see it. Like, I mean, I would definitely like, I could see it. I would not boycott a movie if they were doing Brave and Bold.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because when you look like their interviews and stuff, I mean, the way that the entire like movie, like Hollywood has really come together and been like, oh, James Gunn is doing it. Now I volunteer. Like, it's like,
yeah,
it's very telling.
It is very telling, isn't it? So
yeah.
I think about that a lot, actually, of how it's just like, here we go. I'm still waiting for Chris Pratt to get cast in something. Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. But dude, Chris Pine was already there, and he was so good. And then 84 happened. I loved his Steve Trevor. There's so many other Chris's.
There are so many other Chris's. I know, but even people are already talking about like Chris Evans swinging over to DC. Like it's so much. It's so much.
We could also just use different people.
We could also, there are so many other actors and actresses.
I would love to see some new faces. And I think James Gunn is going to do that. I think he's going to give us new faces. I really do.
For sure. I do have a feeling he's going to sneak some people over though.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no way he's not going to.
But in smaller roles. I don't think he'll be doing it in like Superman or Wonder Woman or Batman.
Or they could end up being like completely masked up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so we'll see.
What was it? Batista said he felt that he was too old to play Bane.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind. Oh, somebody peeking. And yeah, he said that he was too.
That's my mom, everybody.
Oh, hi.
She's staying with us right now.
Oh, that's super cute.
She leaves on Saturday.
Oh, that's Batista as Bane. I just like, if they just keep this mask on, he's got the height, the build, and even if they still did the CGI thing where they still made him bigger, which I still wish they want. I want them to do it just once, where he just Bane's out, and I would love it if Batista played him and we'd never see his face, right? Because the guy has acting chops.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even if we did see his face, like Bane is not a character that I think I actually care if he looks a little older.
Yeah,
to be real.
Yeah, I'm with you too. Big to San Diego, thank you for coming back, hanging out.
Hello. I know, I wish my mom is wonderful, and she's been staying with us for the past few weeks to kind of help out with the kiddo and hang out with him. But she leaves on Saturday, and I'm sad.
Aww.
That's okay. I know, I like having my mom around.
Yeah, oh, I bet it's a big, big help.
Oh, it's such a big help. I also like her, but also it's a big help.
That's awesome. All right. So I think with that said, we're at just over an hour.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to get into more comic talk. But also, I do believe this is the one thing that's going to totally throw a wrench in everybody's plans when every time I say, don't worry, next week we'll talk comics, everybody. Something comes up. And I know that on the 25th, which is next Tuesday, we get a new Flash trailer with Keaton Batman.
Also, the Dungeons and Dragons stream that I do on a different channel, is now switching to every other Wednesday as opposed to one Wednesday a month. So we may have to revisit how we time things here.
Well, we can also time things in such a way, too, if you don't always want to talk about movies. I can handle the chat.
No, movies. I do. I just want to talk about both. And I'm just saying one gets sidelined more than the other is all I'm saying.
That's correct. And it's James Gunn's fault as far as I'm concerned.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, and Tim Drake Robin was canceled. Like, that's the whole thing. They announced Damian Wayne coming back to the Batman and Robin run.
Right. I forgot Robin got canceled because we did a whole thing about it here. Right? Like, everyone was a little surprised. It was weird. We were all kind of surprised, but not surprised.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I
think I was just more surprised that it was like less than a year.
It didn't do great.
And then they canceled it when they show all their last issue was during Pride Month, so it was kind of like,
I know. And then you have the problem of, okay, but if you didn't get him to a non-Robin hero name by the end of his series, but you're bringing Damian back into the Batman and Robin run, Tim's just gonna kind of pull a John and fuck off into the universe, I guess.
I guess, right? I guess it's all what's gonna end up happening. But yes, so Lexi we'll be streaming back together. I'm gonna keep going every Wednesday. Lexi will be in and out, and as well as I'm always gonna throw the offer out there, but now I'm just gonna offer it publicly. She's always more than welcome to just throw videos up on here at any point in time she feels like it.
And when I have a filming studio set up, I'll be able to do that. And I have this set up. So it's happening.
It's coming.
I'm getting there.
And again, too, just a reminder, like, if you liked what you saw tonight, please give us a like. Let's help build this community because we're just trying to keep DC fun, positive. We don't want any division.
Inclusive.
Yes, we don't want any division of any sorts. Even if you like Snyderverse, you are more than welcome here. This is still a safe space for you to come and hang out and talk about your love for Batman, Superman. If you love all the comics, if you love the cartoons, even if you just buy the toys like the new McFarlane Superpowers that I'm always going to plug because I love them so much, this is a place for you to come hang out and just talk about these characters that we love. So thank you, everyone. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Lexi will see you in a couple because I think this means that's her way of saying I'm not here next week, but the week after.
Unless we do a different day. I know. When Ryan and I first started this channel, we literally could not find a day we both had free consistently. That's when we landed on Wednesdays, and I was like, guess I just gotta be absent on the weeks I do my Dungeons and Dragons streams.
Yeah. And the same rule just applies. But she'll be back more often. So
yes.
So don't worry. You're gonna get a lot more Lexi than you were a month ago.
Yes. We're doing great.
Awesome. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everyone, and good night, Gotham.